Stains. I never learned how to hold a pencil. When I was 3 years old, the art teacher yelled at me for breaking crayons I held in my too tight fist. As I glanced around, anxiously realizing I was doing it wrong. Fretful writing on exams blossomed into small blisters on my hand, reminiscent of a lesson I could not learn. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I really don't know how to make a mark. The kids in kindergarten laughed at my ink-stained hands, so while others learned how to color in the lines, I learned to scrub until the water turned red and green and blue. I remember those hands, a kaleidoscope of emeralds, rubies, and sapphires, art that would have made Picasso beam, perfect for hand puppets but not for high fives. Now, I wear gloves. I wonder if water had known the meaning of erosion, that it had the power to create a canyon that we now call grand, if it ever would have rained in the first place. Imagine being that first droplet, having the audacity to think that you can overcome rock. I'm envious of the dog I saw on my walk this morning. He lifted one leg and peed on a fire hydrant, marking his territory like he knew that it mattered. If I were a dog, I probably would have held it in. Because what if it came out wrong? I was not always like this. When I was a little girl, I tied knots in grass and wondered who would find them. Kept diaries so future historians would know what girls whose names I no longer remember said at lunch. Wrote in big, bold letters that I was here. Now the only knots I make are in my own garden. Time in its maddening spirals traps me and calls it protection. I am too concerned with not wasting it to notice it running away. So I sit and promise that I did not change a thing, watching the hands on the clock move while mine stay steady. My marks hidden like an embarrassment. Who am I to demand to make a mark? To act as if I can own the stars and write them into constellations, assigning them names and legends and heroes, as if they are something I could aspire to. When I say, who am I to make a mark, a smaller voice says, who am I to not? I don't know if I'm more afraid that my voice will barely cause a ripple in a puddle, or that it will cause thunder to crash and lightning to strike the ground. Sometimes I wish I didn't have a voice at all. But my heart clenches when I think of words left unsaid. So when my messy hands leave stains on the ground, I will not rush to clean it. When I press my colorful hands onto your white shirt, I will not apologize for the marks I leave behind.